From Fidelity Bank. Rick Davis is here, and perfect timing on your part, my friend, because everybody was just trying to figure out what in the world's going to happen if they raise the interest rates. And lo and behold, after such a long period of time, they finally did. And
it was a long time.
Yeah. How long was it since they last raised it?
I think it was like 9 years.
It's been years since they've done it, and they claim the economy is getting better, so they're doing so, and they've raised it a quarter.
Well, it was 0 to a quarter. It was 0 to a quarter, and now it's officially a quarter. The 0 to a quarter is a little bit strange because the big lenders could borrow at 0, and they're not borrowing anyway. So the mid-sized lenders that were borrowing at a quarter, the overnight Fed rates, are still borrowing at a quarter. So the increase is in the paper, and I guess a good indicator of what it did, it was already factored in the mortgage-backed securities. Rates got a little bit better after they raised it a quarter.
That doesn't make any sense. They raised the rate, and then you said did they lower? Did they actually lower?
They've gotten many people thought the rates would go up when they raised the quarter, because that seems like a normal thing. You put water in a cup, it's going to overflow eventually.
Right.
But the reality was they thought it was going to be a bigger mass of water by what the information they were going to say for justification of the increase. And it was like, we're going to stop and watch. We're not going to. The wording in the presentation when they raised the rate was a calming influence that this is just what we're going to do for now and see what happens. And it effectively really didn't change much, because the lenders that were borrowing at a quarter are still borrowing at a quarter, and most banks aren't borrowing at all.
So what does that mean? Because what you like to come on our program and talk about is real estate, investing in homes, building, things like that. How is that affecting me? Did I wait too long? Am I now out a bunch of money?
Well, the thing that confused me a little bit about it is we don't believe it should have raised. There wasn't indicators that our guidelines should have had a raise in what we check on. And based on that, I think the election year causes things to change, both the good and bad. Okay. So if I was interested, and there's still a lot of people out there, it's been a very busy week. I think we got 21 closings this week before Christmas, which just shocked me. I guess people decided to have houses for Christmas presents.
That was their Christmas present.
Here's your Christmas presents and some keys to a new home.
I guess I would find someone your trusted advisor, figure out what you're going to do, and be ready to make a move if they decide to make the rates lower than they should be. Right now, they're still dramatically lower historically. I don't believe we'll have a major increase till after the election, if and then. But the economy in some parts is doing very, very well. The manufacturing is not. So we have to export things to really increase the economy a lot. I would definitely be looking, because there's a lot of bargains out this time of year. And
you talked a lot about a lot of them right here in our program.
Yeah, we see a lot of the new construction, but now the new construction that didn't get sold, the builders don't want to pay the utilities for the winter.
Right.
So you're going to get a better price now than you would have got 2 months ago.
Oh, didn't even think of that.
All right, now if we want to keep an eye on those, do you have any ideas how we can get a hold of that information, like maybe where some homes are that might be at a good price?
Again, there's the Altoona area, the north. Now I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm supposed to be like one of my guests here, not having.
Yeah, north of Altoona, there's a big area there that is really building up rather quickly, especially between Altoona and Bondi Ranch.
Yeah, and north of Copper Creek's got some tax abatement left, and I think they're going to start retiring that. So those houses became more valuable in the last few weeks, when it looks like the city's deciding to make a different kind of abatement. These are zero taxes for 5 years, no taxes at all. So that's a great part.
That's a heck of a savings too.
But the biggest thing is I feel the builders coming in to make their interest payments, they're very interested sellers right now. So if you're interested in shopping and negotiating, this is a great time to look.
So don't be scared away by hearing that interest rates went up. You can still get an amazing
interest rates went down in the secondary market when they raised the rate, because the wording was.
That is just amazing.
I know,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's confusing, but you don't want people to be scared off. Like if they want to invest in homes or
that's
property,
why you need somebody that you trust to work with. I mean, the whole business should be a trust thing. It's maybe the biggest investment of your life.
So.
Now, it's still advantageous to come in and maybe sit down with some of your folks and say, hey, listen, I'm looking to get a house, and I'll get all my financing lined up before you actually go out and purchase one, or do you say find a house first?
January is a wonderful month to actually have a one-on-one with a professional that's free of charge, that gives you a database of what you can look at, what's going on in the market and what's there, because they can give you the 45 minutes or an hour of private time that gives you the information to go on for the whole year in 16 to figure out what you want to do. Because we have an idea what's going to happen every quarter. We know how many building permits are out there. We know who's selling and who's not, even what business they're doing relocations and
So
stuff.
you have a little game plan then. You have a map.
I think that's what you need. This is not like, think about how long you take to figure out where you're going to go for your next job. You're going to go put your whole family in a new place, a new school system. It'd be nice to have all the data that you needed before you started shopping.
Good idea.
It's very, very true. But you said it's been very busy before the holidays.
It's amazingly busy, really.
But you guys are still available leading up, I imagine, before
I think we'll be
the
gone
big
maybe
days?
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But
All right, we'll give you a couple days
All
out.
right, so maybe people can get set up for right after the first of the year, meeting with these people you talked about, some of your professionals.
Yeah, we have really a leading staff, because the fact is we did 200 and some new construction by the smaller builders, and we have 4 developers that work with us, and then we have a staff that knows what we're doing. We don't have any entry-level people. Well, we do. They're learning, but the people you're going to talk to are not normally the type of people that somebody that's inquiring is going to do.
All right, so
it's a difference in a community bank and this great big building.
In 2016, have a game plan. These guys will help you set up that game plan. Just stop by or visit them online, fidelitybank.house, 343-2300. Easy number to remember. I like that number. And just say, hey, I saw Rick on the Great Day Show, and help me get set up so I have a one-on-one.
That's what you need. You really need a one-on-one.
There you go. Perfect.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays, my friend.
Thank
Thank you, buddy.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas to you guys.
We'll be right back. This is Great Day.
Thank you.